Husband Cody is in rehab, and I'm ready to talk about it. I knew Cody was an addict when I met him. When I met him, he was living in sober living, and he had just gotten out of rehab. He moved from Nevada to Massachusetts to go to treatment here, and the only reason he stayed is because he met me. It became so hard in our home, and I had to make the really difficult decision to remove Cody from our home. He ended up getting his own apartment, and I said, you need to figure it out. And on March 2nd, 2025, I get the phone call from Cody. And he says, I'm done, and I'm going to rehab.
Mikayla is not happy with her fans this week, and she's calling them out loud and clear. The drama kicked off after people voiced concern over her husband, Cody, and it snowballed fast. On top of that, we've got Mikayla's awkward encounter with Jaclyn Hill, her brand launch flopping in Canada, and fresh accusations that some of her content looks AI generated. It's messy, so let's get into it. This year, Mikayla opened up about Cody's struggles with addiction, explaining the obstacles they faced and why so many of her videos showed her crying and upset. Just last year, she admitted she had to kick Cody out of their home, forcing him to get his own apartment until he finally said he was ready for rehab.
Of course, had drinks, and we definitely took advantage. I had all my friends, family, co-workers, everyone you could think of came to the party. And if you're curious how it ended, well, so am I, because these videos were on my phone, and I don't really know how we got to this point. Even Chorizo was very confused. These are the moments, though, that you don't forget. I had the time of my life, and I will never forget it.
Cody finished the program, moved back in, and has supposedly been doing really well ever since. Fans originally praised Mikayla for being so vulnerable and sharing such personal struggles, but opening that door brought a new wave of backlash. Whenever Mikayla is seen with alcohol, the comments flood in, accusing her of setting a bad example and questioning if she's being careless around Cody. The backlash around Mikayla exploded again after she threw a housewarming party and filmed herself getting drunk with her friends right in front of Cody. She didn't just do it privately either. She posted it all on TikTok for the world to see. In the past, whenever Mikayla got heat for drinking, it was usually because she was at an event or on a trip far away from Cody. But this time, fans saw her and her crew pouring drinks and partying in front of him, and they went off. People were convinced they even spotted wine in her wine rack inside the house. Mikayla quickly denied it was wine, but the speculation only made things worse. The comment section turned into a war zone. Fans demanded answers, asking things like, how does Cody deal with drinking around him while being in recovery? And I feel bad for Cody being surrounded by all that. Mikayla clapped back, saying Cody is a free man and can go wherever he wants. But then things got darker when one viewer made a video saying, we need to save Cody.
This post is for Cody. Let's save Cody. Hashtag save Cody from Mikayla. What she did was disrespectful in his own home.
That was the last straw for Mikayla. She fired back, stressing that Cody has been sober for months and that he's actually proud of himself for reaching a point where he can be around alcohol without giving in. She ranted that Cody is her husband, and of course she asked him first if he'd be comfortable having friends drink at the party before she even planned it. Mikayla also doubled down, reminding everyone how she stood by Cody through the entire recovery process and calling herself a supportive wife who has never abandoned him.
We had a housewarming party. I had alcohol at the housewarming party. Let's talk about it. A lot of people have a lot of opinions about things that Cody and I do in our marriage. Rightfully so. I posted on the internet. But there's a couple things I need you to consider. Cody's been sober for 6 months. Do you ever consider that Cody himself is extremely proud of himself that he was able to have a housewarming party with alcohol and coexist at this party with no desire to drink? Did you ever consider that? And you're not gonna tell Cody what is too soon.
And surprisingly, a lot of people actually agreed with her this time. One commenter even wrote, 9 years sober. It's no one's responsibility but mine to stay sober. Recovery isn't about living in a bubble. It's about coexisting and knowing your limits. That was Mikayla's defense, and plenty of fans echoed it. One even wrote, Cody doesn't live in a bubble. If he goes to a restaurant, there'll be people drinking right next to him. Is he supposed to stay inside forever? Still, critics aren't backing down. Some say Mikayla drinking around Cody will never sit right with them. But as Mikayla points out, this is her marriage, not theirs. She and Cody are adults, and if he's fine with it, then that's the end of the story.
You think I just do things without talking to my husband? Don't you think we had a conversation weeks leading up to this patty about what beverages would or would not be served? What's disrespectful is you assuming that I just said Cody and brought a bunch of alcohol into the house without having a conversation with him.
At least in her eyes. Now, speaking of Cody's recovery, Mikayla's whirlwind rise hasn't made things easy. Going from small-town makeup lover to the biggest beauty influencer on TikTok while balancing her husband's addiction issues has only amplified the pressure on her life. And that's why fans keep comparing her to Jaclyn Hill. Both have faced public struggles. Both carry massive fan bases, and both know what it's like to live under non-stop judgment. For months, Mikayla and Jaclyn have been hyping each other up in comment sections, leaving words of support. Then, just last weekend, Mikayla revealed she was finally going to meet her idol face-to-face at an event.
To be totally transparent though, I have put off meeting Jaclyn Hill for years because her and I have essentially the same story. Very similar stories in our personal life and in our relationships. And I just think I will cry if I meet tonight.
When the moment came, Mikayla didn't hold back. She posted the video on TikTok and full-on broke down in Jaclyn's arms, sobbing for what felt like forever. Personally, I've always seen the Jaclyn Hill comparisons with Mikayla. And it's not just about their fast rise to fame. Yes, both had to navigate their husband's struggles with addiction, but that's not the real reason people link them together. The truth is, Jaclyn's entire career has been tainted by accusations of shady business moves, and Mikayla is starting to look like she's walking that same path. Let's not forget Jaclyn's controversial relationship with Morphe, the endless promo codes she pushed to squeeze every dollar possible, and her refusal to clearly disclose sponsorships. Fans say Mikayla is now copying the same playbook, and they're watching closely. Speaking of business, let's talk about POV's Canadian launch, because it is not going well. Last week, Mikayla announced her brand was finally entering Canada, and fans were hyped to get their hands on it. But the second they saw the prices, excitement turned to outrage. We're talking $54 for a moisturizer, $31 for a lip balm, $40 for a primer, $48 for a toner. All Sephora-level prices from a brand that originally promised affordability. And that's not even the worst part. Sure, you can shave off a little by buying a bundle, but then comes the real sticker shock: shipping. The site claims you get free shipping if you spend a certain amount. But once you hit checkout, that free shipping magically turns into $40, thanks to duties, taxes, and tariffs. Fans were blindsided, with some posting furious comments like, $200 for the bundle, and then $30 in duties? Can I just get a PR box instead? In Ontario, one shopper complained they paid $18 in duties and taxes, and that was just for the 3-product bundle. Another frustrated buyer asked, will this ever go to Sephora? Because I'm not a fan of these shipping costs. Others piled on saying things like, girl, we can't afford these import fees. What made the outrage even worse is how inconsistent the charges were. Some buyers in Alberta said they only paid $7, while others reported $27. One person got hit with $8, another with $22. No one was paying the same amount. Fans were shocked and confused. And while Mikayla can't personally control duties or tariffs, the reality is shopping online from the States has become insanely expensive for Canadians. That may be why we're seeing POV products sit untouched on the Canadian site without selling out. So far, there's been no restock and no sold-out labels, which is unusual for a hype beauty launch. Fans are already speculating what Mikayla's next move will be. She even liked a comment suggesting the brand should bring it to shoppers, hinting that she might be eyeing Canadian retail shelves sooner rather than later. So maybe Shoppers Drug Mart really is in POV's future for Canadian buyers. But while fans debate that, there's a whole new controversy brewing. Mikayla is now being labeled as AI by TikTok. This isn't exactly shocking, since one of the biggest criticisms Mikayla has faced over the years is her obsession with editing and filters. She smooths, reshapes, and tweaks her photos to the point where she barely looks like herself. And on video, people have caught the filters glitching in real time. That's especially messy when she's reviewing makeup because fans feel like it's deceptive to sell products while hiding behind filters. Mikayla has admitted in the past that she struggles with insecurities and becomes fixated on her appearance because she's always on camera. And while that's understandable, critics argue she's still pushing unrealistic standards onto her followers when she edits everything. The issue? Mikayla has never openly admitted to using filters, even though it's obvious to anyone watching. Then TikTok stepped in and changed the game. The platform rolled out a system that slaps labels on content they believe includes AI-generated elements. And one of Mikayla's recent Get Ready With Me videos was hit with the tag. Fans were stunned to see the warning, contains AI-generated media. The moment raised eyebrows everywhere because not only did it confirm what people had suspected for years, but it also made Mikayla look like she's hiding behind tech tricks while pushing beauty reviews. And honestly, when I first saw that label pop up, I was just as confused as everyone else. Here's exactly what TikTok's disclaimer says. We require people to disclose realistic AI-generated content so they can express their creativity while giving context to viewers. If you see undisclosed AI content, report it. Then it breaks down what the label actually means. According to TikTok, this label pops up on content that's either fully AI-generated or heavily edited with AI tools. Sometimes creators flag it themselves. Other times, TikTok slaps it on automatically when it detects AI effects or content uploaded from certain outside platforms. Basically, if they think it looks too enhanced, it gets tagged. TikTok goes further, explaining that creators are required to label realistic images, audio, and videos that are AI-made or AI-altered. The reasoning? To keep viewers from being misled by content that looks real but has been heavily manipulated. Their newsroom even says the goal is to draw a line between what's authentic and what's been modified by tech tricks. Now here's the question everyone's asking. Did TikTok flag Mikayla's video by mistake, or did the system actually pick up on a filter she was using? Because if it's the second option, that means TikTok just outed her for editing way more than she's willing to admit. I haven't seen her recent videos with that AI tag, so maybe it was a glitch. Or maybe Mikayla stopped using whatever filter triggered the system. But honestly, it is interesting. And I actually think it's a good move. If influencers are editing their faces with filters while selling products, there should be a disclaimer. Because at the end of the day, changing your entire look with a filter while pushing makeup or skincare can be seriously misleading. This new label might finally force creators to be more real with their audience and cut back on the heavy editing. So, what do you think about Mikayla being hit with an AI tag, her brand launch struggles, and all the drama around her drinking controversy? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and share this video if you want more deep dives like this.